going on, YouTube, guys? We gotta check out some new reactions for the Echo series, guys. That's dropping on Disney Plus tomorrow evening. And guys, there have been some reactions so far, and I want to check them out, y'all. Let's do it. Let's check out some initial reactions from critics and content creators. This is coming from @PLC Culture, one of my favorite accounts on Twitter, who says, I got to watch 3 episodes of Echo. It's awesome to see a show celebrate indigenous cultures and the disabled community. It fits right into the Daredevil/Kingpin universe. You can feel the seeds of a unique, more mature section of the MCU, which I 100% agree with. My biggest problem with Echo was just that it had a pacing problem, but we've got this gritty, more mature side of the MCU. It's bloodier, it's really just heavier than most of the stuff we've seen on the MCU D+ shows. Let's continue on, guys. We've got TJ Zara. I don't know how to pronounce that last name. I'm gonna say TJZ. But y'all go follow him over on Twitter. He says, the first 3 episodes of Echo are thrilling, action-packed, and bloodier than anything Marvel Studios has ever done. Alako Cox is amazing, and the series manages to give awesome nods to past projects while telling a story that perfectly stands alone as a spotlight series. And it does that so well to where you get a couple of cameos, references, and things like that, but it feels like Echo's story, and I love it, guys. Let's keep it moving here. We've got Adam Belevins here, who says, when Echo leans into the deeply personal elements of Maya, her family, and Fisk, it's wonderful. There's a lot to love here, but unfortunately also some forgettable and completely unnecessary characters and side plots. Really powerful performances from Cox and D'Onofrio, and man, let me tell you guys, D'Onofrio is so good, guys. I mean, he comes back and just puts that white suit on, and this feels like the Kingpin from the Daredevil series. I love how he's been incorporated in this universe, and here it feels like a return to form. I think in Hawkeye it wasn't bad, and I certainly like the comic book suit reference. Like, it definitely had the Hawaiian shirt with the white jacket, but I think here he's got that intimidating lure a lot more, guys, and I really like D'Onofrio on this. From my good friend Tessa Smith @Mama's Geeky says, I've seen the first 3 episodes of Echo, and the story has me intrigued. I love Kingpin, so I could always use more of him, which I feel like is coming with the final 2 episodes. Always thrilling to see Daredevil on screen, and great action sequences. Excited to see it all come together. I can't wait either. Listen, Daredevil does pop up in this series, as we know, and y'all, what a treat it was. I cannot wait to dive back into that series too, but man, Echo so far has been so good. Vincent D'Onofrio, love having him back. Let's go on over to my friend Kidstone, who says, Marvel's Echo picks up from Hawkeye, offering a thrilling exploration of Maya Lopez's background, particularly her Choctaw Nation roots. They're 3 episodes in. I love the story, but I'm curious about how they'll conclude it in such a short amount of time. So far, so good. Love to hear it, Kit. I really enjoyed it myself. Had a couple issues, but really, really liked this one. Here's from my friend Shia Chola, who says, Echo mostly enjoyed the MCU's return to adult territory since Netflix, thanks to great performances. Alakwa is terrific. Very fun and, yes, violent action and some fascinating story beats. Has some pacing structural issues that do hinder it, but a solid watch still. And I think this is like very similar to how I feel. There are just some things that kind of hold some stuff back, but otherwise, I had a really good time with this. So action-packed, so much fun. We're continuing with Mark here, who says, I was fortunate enough to get the chance to screen the first 3 episodes of Echo this past week. Alako Cox seamlessly conveys Maya Lopez's pain, anger, and ambition through non-verbal communication. The show's use of ASL is truly fantastic. Completely agree. Looking forward to seeing how it ends. Completely agree. The way they use ASL to communicate in this show, fantastic, guys. I think they incorporate the ASL so very well that it feels seamless watching. It is so entertaining. I love the show, and I love how they communicate in this show and how they use ASL and incorporate it so well. All the other characters know ASL. All the other actors I'm sure have studied ASL because they know ASL. And I love it, guys. I love this. Let's head on over to my buddy Movie Files, who says, I've seen the first 3 episodes of Echo early, and unfortunately for me, I wasn't a fan. Oh no! This is another example of how most of MCU Disney Plus shows have been crafted as films disguised as shows. I appreciate and respect the representation shown and given to the Choctaw. Love that they incorporated the native tribe of the Choctaw Nation. Oh man, Elliot didn't like it, but I understand. It does. It in a lot of places it can kind of play out like a movie, but I think this feels like the most series that we've gotten, and it feels so self-contained. It feels so set on this one character. I love how we get to focus and feel just in this story, guys. There's not a ton of MCU references here and there. We're not talking about Thor and Hulk and all this stuff. We're so focused on Maya Lopez, and I love that about this show, guys. Let's continue on. We've got Anthony, who says, hashtag Echo is brutal, unflinching, and relentless. Alakwa Cox and Vincent D'Onofrio bring a level of rawness and depth to the MCU not seen since the Daredevil series. Very well said. Its storytelling is intricate and captivating, while the action is rich and ruthless, making it the first must-watch of 2024. All right, my man Anthony, he said that's the first must-watch of 2024. Listen, Echo is so good, guys. I definitely recommend jumping right on it, guys. That action, so entertaining, so much fun so far. I can't wait for the last 2 episodes. We're heading on over to Zach here, ZZ_87 on Twitter, who says, I had the opportunity to watch the first 3 episodes of Echo. The grittiest entry in the MCU yet, a bit chaotic at times and unexpected as well. Alakwa Cox, Vincent D'Onofrio, and Zahn McClarnon all shine. Hashtag Echo. Great, great, great cast. I actually really like Devery Jacobs. I'm not seeing a lot about her, but I really like her, and she voices Kahori over on the MCU Disney Plus What If, which I actually still have to watch that. But she voices Kahori, and she does such a phenomenal job in this show as well, being Echo's cousin, basically like her sister. I love the dynamic they're taking with those two. And let's finish off here with Chris Gallardo, who says, Marvel's Echo has strong potential as a character-driven story, inspired by the suspense of Daredevil and the humor of Hawkeye. Alakwa Cox and Vincent D'Onofrio rock as Maya Lopez and Kingpin respectively, and the action is brutal, though the pacing can need to be determined. Another one where it's the pacing, and that was the biggest issue for me, was like, okay, we've got these great action sequences. Alakwa's great, the communication is great, the ASL is great, the incorporation of the Choctaw Native American tribe is wonderful, indigenous culture being explored is awesome, but the only thing that holds it back is it just feels rushed in parts to me, and it just feels like that pacing really holds it back from being at the tip of the top of the mountain, like up there with Daredevil and the rest of the best MCU shows. It is really good though, and I love that Marvel's taking a more mature tone. They're getting grittier, they're bloodier. Guys, return for my full review tomorrow, because I can't spoil too much. I can't talk about too much. This is supposed to be just a social reaction for now. So, return tomorrow on my channel, and you'll see the full review for Echo, the series. Only the first 3 episodes, you know, that's all they wanted to share with us this time. But come on back, y'all, tomorrow. And hey, if you're new, hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you next time on Geekly Goods.